Hello and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, people. And yeah, we're doing a different video to usual. Well, a different stream to usual. Because usually I pre-record this, but I thought, why not do this live? Why not do this live? Maybe people want to see it live. And people have been asking for Mike's reacts for time anyway. And sometimes I do it, but I try and do it as often as I can when the results are going against certain teams, because we know the kind of people that are going to give the best reactions for this anyway. But yes, we are reacting to fan meltdowns. Obviously, there's quite a lot to react to, especially in terms of the fact that Tottenham and Man United both lost at home. I didn't watch the Man United game, but we're going to go off the people that we've watched today, like people that we are watching today. So yeah, shout out to AK, big up Mike's. What a good ending to a decent week. Man United tears at lost. I mean, yeah, listen, it's typical Man United to beat City and then lose to Bournemouth. I think anyone would have kind of predicted that in a way, but I didn't predict 3-0 back to back. But at the same time, speaking of Saeed, as AK put, the first person we're going to react to is Saeed. This is going to be a long one. We've got 5 or 6 people to react to. 4 Man United fans, or 3 Man United fans and 2 Tottenham fans, so 5. But yeah, Saeed is not happy. Sell them all now, rants. By the way, everyone's videos is in the description, and if you're somehow not subscribed to any of these people as well, you might as well, because they are box office people that we're reacting to. But let's get straight into it. So yeah,
what's going on, people? Welcome back to Saeed TV. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Never in about over 10 years have I left Old Trafford early. Never. But today, enough is enough. I was broken. This team lacks any sort of quality. Gutless.
Well, it's only taken him this long to figure that out. Like, we knew this from time that Amarim needed players in it. But it doesn't surprise me that the list of attackers that they have, like, of course they don't have any quality.
Absolutely gutless performance, man. It's an absolute disgrace. I want half of this team gone. 3/4 of this team gone. You see Ineos here. You see fucking Ineos here. I'm in the car park, mate. I want this team gone. I swear down, bro. I will be going to your head office. Yeah? You hear?
Man's at the head office. It's like the Mourinho, what's it? The Mourinho meme when he's just in the car park. Man said, come outside to Ineos, to Ratcliffe. So look at him. Look at that screenshot there. He's had enough, man. He's had enough.
This team gone. I swear down, bro. I will be going to your head office. Yeah? You hearing that, Jim Ratcliffe? Yeah? If this team, yeah, is not broken down and obliterated, yeah, I'm coming to see you personally, bro. Yeah? I am sick and tired of this shit team that we have assembled, mate. Ten Hag as well, wallahi billahi tallahi, yeah. Let me tell you something, bro. You have crimes, yeah, to pay for 600 million of this shit, and enabling half of these lot to stay at this football club.
Ten Hag is still catching corn. I rate it, man. But this is what football does to you, man. This is what football does to you. Like, this kind of shit is just long, man. Like, with Man United, everyone knew your manager wasn't going to solve everything. And to be honest, I don't think he's going to get anywhere with these players in hand. I think we could all see that Ten Hag was a problem, but so are half these players, especially half the big players that they've been overrating for the past few years. Not Saeed, but the Man United fan base.
The captain, Bruno Fernandes. I told you all, yeah? I told you all. Absolute horrible performance. Giving the ball away. You're the captain of this football club. Who's good enough? Who? Everyone wants to blame each other. Everyone wants to say, you know what, it's not my fault, mate. I feel sorry for Amarin, yeah? But Bournemouth have beaten us 3-0 again.
2 years in a row.
Playground, Bournemouth.
Before the Ten Hag win, I don't think they ever won at Old Trafford.
6-0 aggregate.
He did lose 3-0 to Bournemouth, AK.
Space of a year. Are we a joke? Have we become literally 3-0 CEO?
Yep.
Charity we are. I know it's Christmas coming soon, yeah, but why are we a gift for everyone? Why are we a Christmas present for everyone? It's an absolute farce today. The lack of commitment, the lack of know-how, the lack of quality. Simple 5 yards. and everybody today crumbling. Yeah. If it's not Bruno Fernandes, it's Kobe Mainu. If it's not Kobe Mainu, it's Dalot. We have no striker.
Everyone's
We
making
have no
mistakes.
defenders. We have no midfield. What do we have? We have a keeper that don't want to hoof the ball out. Onana as well, mate. Fucking sick of this brother, you know. Keeping and hogging the ball. Get the ball out, man.
Hey, do you know, I think Saeed lasted a week. Lasted a week of not ranting, and I didn't even watch his match reaction for the City game, but I'm pretty sure it's like Amarim era starts here. Why do Man United fans always do this? I get being gassed after a win, but like, you guys know the problems, man. Like, come on, man. Like, this happens like too often for you to be like jubilant, like in the long term. I get to be jubilant about the result, but like, nothing's going to be changed unless most of these players leave.
I'm struggling to be patient. I really am, man. But I said it would get worse. But you know when it gets worse and you feel to yourself, right, I know it's going to get worse, but the reality still hurts you every time.
Sure.
The reality of watching it, it's like a horror movie. United is a horror movie. You know what you're expecting, but when you watch it, you shit yourself. We are a horror movie right in front of our eyes. We got a guy who wants to go, yeah? We got Garnacho who can't simply finish a 5-yard chance, yeah? Who have you got in this team? It's only Amad Diallo, really. This team is...
Hey, Ahmad can't do everything as well. Even Ahmad, like, Ahmad's a great player. He's one of the few players I Man United actually rate. But even he's not very consistent with his shooting at times either. Like, sometimes it's a bit rash. But in terms of technical ability, he's one of the players you need to build that team around. Him and Kobe Mainu, in my opinion. I know Kobe Mainu hasn't been great. I didn't watch the game today, but even in putting one of the 10 roles, needs to be them two. Needs to be them two.
It's only Amad Diallo, really. This team is just Amad Diallo, and that is it. We take off Ugarte here, who's on a yellow card, who I thought was, for me, the best player on the picture. And then it's just crumbling. Mazarawi, what are you doing?
Damn.
Bruno Fernandes giving the ball away, and then Kobe Mainu, what are you doing?
Bruno Fernandes giving the ball away? Who would have thought it?
Xerxes, you're 6'4", mate. What are you doing? Brother, use your height, man. Even your afro, bro. Use your afro something, bro. How you getting out jumped there, bro?
Use your afro.
But then we just hoof it to Xerxes and was like, you know what, go do everything. Just hoof. That's all this team know, man. They play in panic mode. They play within themselves. They play panic mode. I'm like, what are you doing, bro?
Hospital football. Hospital football.
I'm losing the world to live. I don't like watching United anymore.
I'm losing the world to live. Now, Joy, I've been at that point so many times with my own club. It must be even worse for even him, to be honest, because I'm at least used to it. They've had the fall from grace for the past decade. So to be where they are now, they're just above us still. I don't know how, but they're just above us. Like, it's crazy.
Don't look forward to it. I don't want to watch it.
Yep.
I feel like it's just wasting my time nowadays, man.
Yep.
Like United are just, it's going to be, we're suffering now for the next 6 months. You might as well cancel your plans now because you are going to suffer week in, week out. Wolves have just won today, 3 or 4-0, I'm hearing. We got them next. Then we got a high-flying Newcastle. Then we got Liverpool. I don't think I'm ready for this.
Long day, man. Long day.
And today, I've left the ground early. I never in a million years would have thought to myself I'd leave the ground early.
That's when you know Saeed is broken. Even though the 5-0 Liverpool and the amount of times City have gone to Old Trafford and beaten them and tormented them, like the kind of losses they've seen here, it's taken this loss under a new regime 9 games in for him to leave early. It's crazy.
But I've had enough. I have had enough. And these players, mate, yeah, a rebuild is needed now. A thorough rebuild. Listen,
Really?
Get rid of them, make a loss, and we start again.
Mm-hmm.
We start again. I am ready for it. Fresh new players, fresh ideas, yeah. I'd write off next season if you need me to. Just get rid of these players.
Yep.
Get rid of them. They're not good enough.
It's almost like Ralph Rangnick was right. Open heart surgery, right, guys? Open heart surgery. They tried to defuse him because he's what? Because he looks like the guy who sings in his car, the German guy who sings in his car, whatever the guy is that sings rap songs and whatever. But Ralph Rangnick was right. He was right. He was the interim. He was meant to be the guy that oversees it. This is what you need to do. Listen to me. This is what you need to do to rebuild the club. And then no one listened to him. And look where they are now. And that was nearly 3 years ago. What? 3 years ago? That was in 2022. We're nearly in 2025. And there you go.
It's all good and well getting up for a Manchester derby. This is where you need to stand up, mate. And I wasn't confident about today. They're a good team, you know, Bournemouth. But there's no superstars. There's no flair players. There's no, you know, there's no names, man. But you know what?
Coaching.
They're a good team, man.
Very good
They
team.
play together.
Yep.
These lot, oh, you haven't passed me today. You haven't, oh, Bruno. Oh, my.
Zabani and Hoyson, Kirkes would all get into Man United's team. Fucking Adam Smith, if Mazza is probably the second best. He's better than fucking Dallo right now. Evan Nilsson is playing better than any of their strikers. Ryan Christie and Lewis Cook is playing better than any of their midfielders apart from Agate.
God, Bruno Fernandes, man. You see, sometimes in life you can have luxuries when you don't need them. Bruno Fernandes, we don't need. Get rid of the summer now, yeah? An overrated player that's based his career on stats, yeah, that never mean or anything to do with us.
Most overrated player in Premier League history, in my opinion.
Let's be honest, man, yeah? Overrated stats his whole career's been that have led to nothing. Oh, he's a savior. Savior for what, mate? We're 13th, mate. We're 13th. We are 13th.
The savior, you know.
What's he really given us, man? When's he really stood up in a big game? When's he really said, you know what, I'm going to take the game by the scruff of the neck here? Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're not a one-man team. We are a team full of 11 players, mate. Yeah? Not going to win a Champions League or a Premier League or a Europa League with one player just taking you through it. You need a team, man. We ain't got no team.
No team.
Every goal today, yeah, shocking. In every strike today. Set piece, you can't defend set pieces. Why? Mazarawi, what you doing? Individual errors. Why? Every single thing today was just shocking. The way the ball came out, everyone just lumping the ball, hero ball. What are you doing, man? Where's the gut? Where's the desire, man? Where is it from this team?
Where's the passion? Where's the desire?
There ain't no one on the bench. Who's on the bench?
Who was on the bench? Anyone know who the fuck was on the bench for them to get up? Wait, I might as well pull it up. Pause. Let me go and get their lineups quick. I'm just gonna look at my phone real quick. Man United's that's Fulham, Southampton. Man United's lineup here. Let's go to their bench. Their bench was Garnacho, Højlund, Eriksson, Casemiro, Anthony. Jesus Christ, never mind.
I swear down, bro. Just please get me a team that I can believe in. Get me a team that I can say, you know what, week in, week out, they're not going to let me down. Not just when I want to perform, right? No. I believe in this manager. I believe in what he's trying to do. I do. But you know what? I don't believe in these players that are just when they want to play. If they play, when they play. Yeah? Shout out to Jose Mourinho, man. Garnacho, sell him.
Bro, the fact that he's even got to this point says it all. Because he was... does anyone remember the old Rants versus Saeed Garnacho debate, bro? You know it's mad where he's got to here. Everyone's gone from he's young to this because he just ain't that good. He just ain't that good. There's a difference here between a manager putting in a young player to almost, go within the purple patch of saving the guy's job. So then a few years later, you don't see the young player develop. And there's a difference between that and a young player becoming a mainstay of the team straight away. And you don't really talk about his age because of how good he actually is and takes the games by the scruff of the neck year in, year out.
Rasmus Højlund, not good enough. Bruno Fernandes, sell him. The back line, let's be honest, man. We're just trying to makeshift a back line here. We're trying to assemble a back line, really. Full-backs need more. Need more. We need more from the full-backs, man. There is nothing. Malacia, 500 days we're relying on Malacia.
Bro, Malacia has just come back from injury and he's put in stinky performance after stinky performance. I don't know what people expect. I don't know what people expect from Malacia. They've needed a left back for about 10 years anyway. Because how many times have we seen like a Brandon Williams play there or someone, or like Luke Shaw's been sticking it out in Burger King for about 10 years. Like they've needed a left back for time. With right wing back in this case, called Dallo should be doing better. Even though he's played both. Mazzarari probably fits more right centre back, even though he's pretty much good in nearly every phase of the pitch. I think he's more suited to right centre back. So they need proper wing backs. Cresswell over Malacia, I don't know about that. West Ham win your next game, United lose the Wolves, you go above them. The thing is that can actually happen as well, because I don't see us losing to Southampton. But it kind of doesn't mean anything for me. But it would be quite funny. Lopetegui being above Amorim, wouldn't it be? Clicks, like that would be crazy. We'll get into Tottenham later, but a certain manager could be getting sacked before Lopetegui.
Dallo, what is the offer? What does Dallo offer? Tell me. Can't cross, can't dribble. What can he do?
They turned on
Where
Dallo.
are we going, man? Like, genuinely, bro. I'm here to represent my United, yeah. But I genuinely feel like I cannot do my duty anymore. I have to be honest with myself now. Enough for the gas. Enough for the hopium. Enough of everything, man. Reality now. I'm dealing with reality now. Because I cannot, for me, keep on gassing this mediocrity. I can't, man. We win, and I take myself back down to reality. That's literally it, man.
To be fair to Saeed, at least, like, I know he has his shameless moments, but at least he's not like certain United fans that are like, everyone's world class. The manager was never the problem. It was just the Glazers. And then when the Glazers left, and it's Ineos now, it's not the manager's fault. The manager's fine. It just needs time and all that, even though they were 13th. At least he's calling it out for what it is. Because even the players he rates, if they keep continuing to perform like shit, he still calls them out.
We had chances today, but really and truly, did it feel like the ball was going in the back of the net? Apart from the Garnacho one. Well, even the Garnacho one, I never got up. Because I just knew the goal wasn't going in. I knew, man. I don't know, man. Is he playing against us or what, man? Is he just can't, like, not, he's not asked, man. He came on the pitch and just not asked. Teams are ahead of us for a reason. We are 13th for a reason. I don't know if we're going to win the Europa League. I don't know if we're going to win the FA Cup. I don't even know if we're going to finish in the top 13. We could go down and down. Like, genuinely, guys, yeah. I am worried for the rest of the season. I am genuinely worried, yeah, for this team, man. This yo-yo team, mate, is not good enough, man. Like the video. Subscribe to the...
Bro, by the way, Twerksy is crazy. If we're in a relegation battle, Man United are in a relegation battle. Next we've got Rants. Oh, shit. Don't know what's happened there. Next we've got Rants. But if Man United are in a relegation battle, I mean, if West Ham are in a relegation battle, Man United are as well. Because I don't see us in a relegation battle. We're just not that shit. We're shit, but we're not that shit. Like, you know, compared to like Southampton and Wolves. I know Wolves won today. It's one game though. Imagine United in the Championship. They've got no local. Oh, they've got Leeds. If they bottle promotion, if Leeds bottle promotion, they've got Leeds. I'm trying to think of like they ain't got any more proper rivalries in the Championship other than that. I can't think of any other teams they've got. But that would be kind of funny. Acne man in hiding. Yeah, Hoyland's shit. But next we've got Rents. So that's a Rents is the top rent now. Well, new manager, innit? New manager. To be fair, I understand it when it's a new manager. But he does call out some of the players. Shout out to Zier. Everton will be there too. I don't think they will, you know. Like, they always find a way to survive.
Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 3. And you know what? We need to have a balanced conversation about
what's going on here. Just reacting to videos here. Just reacting to videos. Rats is a top bread. Everyone's videos is linked in the description, people. Make sure to like the video as well.
We saw today, because you're going to see a lot of reactionary stuff. You're going to see a lot of people shouting and saying all kinds of random weird stuff in it off the back of this result. The bottom line is we got what we deserved today. We were poor from the first whistle to the final whistle. Bournemouth were the better team. We were second best in everything. We were second best in terms of the ability to keep the ball, second best in ability to keep shape, second best in pressure on the ball, second best in every single department, and we didn't deserve to win the game.
How many times have we said that for the past few years as well? No, I'm not a top hammer to answer your question, but as Rand said, were they, to the people that watched the game, were they actually bad for like 90 minutes? Was it generally like Bournemouth played them off the park? I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, but I didn't watch the game, so I'm just going off what these Man United fans are saying. But how many times have we said that, like under previous managers and like the previous squads as well? How bad Man United have been against teams they're meant to beat. And before Ten Hag, they had a very good record against Bournemouth at home. Everyone's breaking their record at Old Trafford, apart from West Ham. Like even teams like Crystal Palace go there and get results like last year. It's like nobody fears the thing of Old Trafford anymore, apart from West Ham.
People are going to talk about, Bruno missed this amount of chances, Garnacho missed that chance, Ahmad missed that chance. We simply were not good enough and we didn't deserve anything. So if we would have got something out of this game, and don't get me wrong, under Ten Hag, we've had loads of games like this where we've been second best and we've somehow managed to win.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not the journey that we're on at the moment. The whole point of bringing in the new coach was that we were going to implement a style of play and we were trying to change the identity of the club.
Did you see the lack of limbs at Old Trafford for the Bournemouth fans? No, I didn't see that. I didn't see it still. Rans keeps it real. Yeah, I agree. If you want to go watch a Man United fan, I usually go to Rants and Saeed mainly.
And the manager said that we're going to...
And Flawless on his streams, but just in terms of fan cams, these are the two that I watch. You know, Flawless does his fan cams as well. I watch Flex from the United View as well. We'll be reacting to him after this as well. Those are the go-to United fans to watch.
In the new coach was that we were going to implement a style of play and we were trying to change the identity of the club. And the manager said that we're going to suffer in the meantime. So, yeah, cool. The results are important. It would have been nice to win the game. But there's been many times I've seen Man United win the game and we've been second best and we've been poor. Today,
True.
We didn't get lucky. We got what we deserved, innit? And I don't have a problem with that. If it means in the long term, we get rid of a lot of the players that need to be gotten rid of.
The thing is, they might be on that right direction if Rashford is the first step to kicking all the players that they actually deserve to kick out, or the players that deserve to be kicked out. Sorry, because he's one of the many players that, because he came from the academy, he's overstood his welcome. Like people like Fred are gone, McTominay's gone, De Gea's gone, whatever. Rashford next, like Bruno's got a new contract, so I don't know how ruthless this ownership is actually going to be, but until they see that most of these players that are like the big names are part of the problem, they're never going to get anywhere. Likes of Bruno's, the likes of Garnacho's, even though he's young, doesn't mean he's good. If I'm the ownership, I'm looking at Garnacho as someone I can market and sell. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at Garnacho as someone I can market and sell because of the name and because of the age and stuff like that. Mustafa, we're not buying Rashford. Stick that with Arsenal, but not only you got to understand your players have too much of an ego to think they can come to West Ham. We saw that with McTominay and Maguire. I know you're trying to wind me up, but Arteta, that's an Arteta player if I've ever seen one. You know, come and save a guy. You know, but he had more XG. Like it is what it is. You need to sell a lot of deadwood, not even just some. Like the likes of Ahmad and Mazar, like the new signings and Ahmad and Mainu should stay. Everyone else should probably go, mate. I'll be real.
A lot of things are going to go under the radar today. Bruno Fernandes again. Awful.
And just speaking of that, sorry for pausing it again. They are ruthless. They say Ashworth, Mike. Fair. But will they do that with the players? Because Rashford is probably going. So that will show a good sign of them being ruthless. But the likes of Bruno and the likes of Garnacho, will they do the same with them? Because they are problems at the club.
He's one of the biggest problems at this football club. I've said it for many, many years.
Facts.
And people are only now starting to wake up to it. Not only was giving him a new deal and a pay rise a massive, massive mistake, but he is detrimental to the way that we play football. The last game he scored a penalty, I think against Man City, he scored a penalty, and that actually overshadowed an absolutely disgraceful performance from the guy.
Facts.
He's meant to be the captain. He's meant to be someone that leads by example. But every time things are going against us, he self-destructs.
I think with Mainu, bro, I still think he's one of the bigger talents in the team where I still see him fitting into one of the 10s. Not in the deeper midfielders in terms of the midfield pivot or whatever, but even if he doesn't fit into them, they can flip him. They can flip him. I see him as someone who can, go to the top in terms of this day and age of football. But in this formation, maybe he doesn't fit. Maybe he doesn't fit. But I think he should still be one of the last people to sell, in my opinion. There's 3 games now, Marcus not in the squad. I think Arsenal buy him. Yeah, I can see Arsenal or PSG. PSG's been linked with PSG for a few years.
He capitulates, starts rocket launching, and becomes a liability. Today, he missed loads of big chances, but also basic shit he wasn't getting right. I'm sick and tired of seeing this guy in the number 10. He can't receive the ball on a half turn, can't dribble. He's not a real, genuine threat with the ball at his feet. He doesn't want it facing away from the goal. He doesn't like receiving the ball facing away from play. He doesn't like it. He can't play that way. The manager said that. But then the manager's persisting with playing him in the 10. And this is when we need to look at the coach. Why are you playing him in the 10? You're shoehorning Bruno Fernandes into a team, into a system that he shouldn't be in.
Facts.
If you're going to play Kobbie Mainoo and Ugarte in the double pivot, Bruno shouldn't be playing. Drop him. Or if you're going to play Kobbie Mainoo and Bruno, play Kobbie Mainoo in the 10 and play Bruno in the 8.
Also, Bruno, how many times have I said about Bruno Fernandes? How many times have we been saying as neutrals about Bruno Fernandes to the Man United fans that think he's this world-class creator and pull up a bunch of stats from fucking StatMuse or SofaScore, whatever, about his player ratings and all this? Every time this guy scores a goal to duck out his actual stinker of a performance, it's genuinely surprising how many people still see him as this sick number 10. Is he even what even is he? Is he even a sick number 10? Is he a second striker? Is he a sick number 8? Like, is he even the fucking deep line playmaker? I don't even think he's got the ability to do that. He's barely a footballer.
Bruno's better facing play, and Kobbie Mainoo's better playing closer to the goal. Kobbie Mainoo has been misprofiled massively, and then because of that, he's now going to become a scapegoat. It's already started. Kobbie Mainoo is not a double pivot player. You know the amount of men that have argued with me saying, Rance, Kobbie Mainoo's an 8. No, he's not, bro. I'm not going to argue with people that don't know what they're watching. If you look at a player's attributes and look at what they'll naturally do, what their reflexes do when they're under pressure, because when you're under pressure on a football pitch, you revert to type. You go into survival mode. When Bruno's under pressure, he hoofs it. When Kobbie Mainoo's under pressure, he tries to dribble and do creative things to get out of trouble. He's not a central midfielder. This guy spent the majority of his youth days, and the majority of his life playing as a striker and as a winger. He's also played in the number 10. He's not played central midfield for more than like 2 years. The guy is not a fucking central midfielder. He doesn't have the spatial awareness, the tactical awareness, or the passing range to be a number 8 or a centre mid. He does all of his best work. All of his highlights for Man United are in the final third. He's a final third player.
That reminds me of the game, funny enough, against Wolves last season, where I think they won like 4-3. And when Mainu created that chances from like the left 10 sort of role, I feel like he can fit into that role in this formation. If not, then cool. There's another conversation we can have as neutrals and just as football fans in general. I think he fits well into a 4-3-3 as going really advanced, combining with wingers and stuff like that. But yeah, he as much as he can put a now and then tackle in, he's not one that goes to receive the ball from the defense because he will just get pressured way too easily. He's mobile, but he ain't that mobile. Like, he ain't like, he's mobile, but he's not like one of them players that will like run through the midfield from a deeper position and drive it into advanced positions. As Rand said, he is a final third player.
And he's more decisive in the final third than Bruno Fernandes. People want him to be Paul Pogba so fucking much, bro. I love Kobbie Mainoo in terms of what he can be, I mean, I've supported him. I bought his fucking football shirt. Today he was awful, bro. And I kind of don't blame him because he's playing in a position that he can't play. I don't understand how people can't realize he's not an 8, especially not in this system. When you've got someone like Ugarte that breaks up play and plays the simple pass, you need a progressive passer in the midfield beside him. Not someone like Kobe whose first instinct is to dribble and he wants to take loads of touches. He's not Paul Pogba.
Facts.
He can't play the 60-yard ball that Pogba can play. He needs to play further up the pitch. This game was crying out for an Eriksen or a Casemiro in the midfield next to Ugarte to break the lines with a pass and progress us forward.
Only thing I will say about Ruben Amorim that I'm looking at him sideways. I know Man United have fixtures like weekday, weekend, but the rotations and team selections are kind of weird. Like I was very surprised when I looked at my phone and saw Casemiro wasn't starting. I understand why Ugarte's starting. He knows Ugarte from Sporting. He was good in that system, which explains why Ugarte's form has gone up because he knows that system inside out. But my whole thing is Casemiro's been playing well since Amorim's come in. And also, as Fran said, if you're going to have a ball winner, like Ugarte, someone who breaks up play and stuff like that, he wins the ball back, he gets in, solid tackles, natural number 6. Someone's got to distribute the ball forward. Also, with Ruben Amorim's system, the 3 centre-backs and the 2 midfielders that just sitting in front of him focus on distributing the ball. And then the wing-backs and the front 3 are the 5 in attack. So you've got to have either your centre-backs distributing the ball, which is what Martinez is meant to be. You've also got to have your midfielders doing it.
Xerxes suffered in the first half. No passes into his feet because Kobe wants to dribble and Ugarte can't pass more than 5 yards. So the only time he's going to receive the ball is from Onana. And then Rasmus comes on and no difference. Striker's still not getting fed. People are saying, Rance, we need a striker. No, we don't. We need everything, that's going to help us progress the ball up until the final third and get the ball in the box. And then we can worry about the fucking striker last.
It sounds like West Ham.
Do you know what I mean? Like a man said, you don't fucking worry about the rims on the car if the engine's knackered, bro. Man are looking at the superficial stuff. The striker is the icing on the cake. The system is not thriving because we don't have the right players. Lissandro Martinez is awful at left centre-back, bro. I've said he's a problem. He's a big fucking problem.
And he was never going to work in that system anyway. He doesn't defend well in wide areas. He's terrible in wide areas. And in a 3 in the back, you have to defend well in wide areas.
Bruno's a big problem. The fact that the manager's not playing Ugarte and Casemiro, Ruud van Nistelrooy has shown us that is the partnership that gets the best out of our midfield. The manager's being stubborn and he's not playing Casemiro. I don't know why, but it's a problem. I'm a big fan of this manager, and this manager is going to be successful at this football club, but his stubbornness is killing him.
This manager, I think it's pretty much what I said about his team selections, him being stubborn. I think I will agree with Rance on saying this manager will be successful. Obviously, he said it as well. If this team gets rebuilt, Paquetá suit left-hand backs. I think he's better in a deeper role. If I'm honest, in Amorim's system, I think he could play either in a deeper role or the left hand. If you want Paquetá, come and get him. I don't really care. But also he has a release clause as well. But there's also the betting thing. Yeah, Rance is spitting facts in my opinion. Harry Maguire's a left centre back is actually good. I think he's better in a central centre back in the back 3 though, just so he doesn't have to defend wide areas either, because you don't really want someone fast running at Harry Maguire. But when he's sitting deeper in the back 3, he's a good squad player for that position in my opinion. They need a left centre back desperately.
It's killing him right now. We've seen Anthony come on at wing back and link up well with Amad Diallo, yeah. We've seen every time Man United play wing backs, yeah. Defenders at wing back, we struggle to create. What does he do today? Instead of bringing on Anthony, and every time Anthony's come on as wing back, he's influenced the game because he's more direct. What does he do today? Takes off Ugarte, puts Bruno and Kobe in a midfield pivot, which was suicide. And I said it when he did it. I said either it's going to pay off and he's going to be a hero, or this is going to backfire massively. And it backfired. The latter happened. We conceded so many more chances as soon as Ugarte went off, bro. And if you're taking off Ugarte, put on Casemiro. Bruno and Kobe Mino don't have an ounce of defensive awareness in their body. Why would you play them both in the fucking midfield pivot?
That is fully suicide. That's suicide bombing right there.
Manager threw the game away today. Better you just lose 1-0. But 3-0's embarrassing. 3-0's embarrassing, bro.
Two different
That's on the manager, bro.
Same
Do you know
result.
what I'm saying? I trust this manager. This manager's going to win shit at this club, but I'm not letting man get away with fuckeries. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. That was bullshit. He threw the game away today. You put on Garnacho. What was Garnacho ever going to do? Nothing. Rasmus Højlund, it's the obvious change to make. You change the striker because we need a goal, or we're not scoring, or we're not creating. But the striker was never the issue. Xerxes should do better defensively for the corner, yes. But one, he's a striker and he didn't want to be there, clearly, because strikers don't want to defend corners. Didier Drogba was the only striker I know that don't mind defending corners. He was
Andy Carroll was sick for us when it came to defending corners. But yeah, it depends on the striker, honestly. There are some strikers that do want to defend that, but you also don't. I don't get when I watch teams here and I see like such a mismatch in terms of player marking, where I'm like, why is this guy marking this guy? And it's always the players that don't want to defend marking the most dangerous player in the air for the opposition. But also, I've seen it with Antonio before. Like, Antonio ain't good at defending corners. He was probably one of the reasons why we conceded against Villa that time. But I've seen it with attackers before, but they just don't defend well in corners as well. Like, depends on the striker. Obviously, Mike's like, listen, yeah, we'll give you the victory. Like, we're facing you at Old Trafford, you're going to win anyway. AK Mazraoui and Ahmad, in my opinion, Ahmad was poor, but Kirkis is good. Yeah, Kirkis is brilliant. Oh, you gifted out 3 points, Mike. I'm not personally, but the West Ham are, to be fair.
cheat code. He was an extra man. No striker wants to defend corners. He got up in the air. He needs to be touch tight, but he's not a fucking defender. So I'm not really too fucking fast. If it was Rasmus Højlund, would Rasmus have got up and won the header? Probably not. Strikers don't want to defend. Other than that, he was feeding off scraps all game. When the ball was actually played into his feet, he tried to do some stuff, but it wasn't a game for the strikers today. Can't blame Rasmus or Xerxes today. It was shite, bruv, up until the final third. Even Ahmad, barely on the ball compared to usual because we couldn't get the ball into him. Where does it stem from? The defenders and the midfield. More so the midfield.
True.
Kobe Mino and Ugarte cannot break lines. That balance doesn't work. I don't want to see it ever again. Substitutions, rubbish. Tactical balance, rubbish. Dallo and Mazraoui, or Dallo and Malacia. Malacia didn't have a good game today. He's been out for 18 months, so I'm not going to blame him. He's not sharp. He was always... We're trying to manage his minutes. Stat pad his minutes, bro. Give him 45 minutes so he can catch up. He's 18 months out the game. You put him in the game against one of the teams that press the best in the league.
Fact.
He struggled today. That doesn't mean he's not good enough to be at the Man United Football Club. Loads of reactionary stuff. Oh, he's rubbish. Get him out. He's been away for 18 months. Be balanced. You man are patient with fucking Luke Shaw. He's here and he's injured every 5 minutes. Have some patience with Malacia, bruv.
It gave Luke Shaw 10 years, but they give him Malacia too. We got Wolves. I'm not confident Mike they won today. I wouldn't be confident at Molyneux either with a new manager, so I can understand that.
I think he's good enough to be a squad player. Second choice wing back. I think he's good enough to be the second choice left wing back. We've got bigger problems than Malacia right now. We need a first choice left wing back. We also need a first choice right wing back as well. Because Ahmad shouldn't be playing at wing back, bro. We need a left-footed right wing back that's going to start. So both wing backs need to be addressed. Left centre back needs to be addressed. That's 3 players. Central midfield needs to be addressed because Kobe and Ugarte ain't it, bro. So if we're not going to keep Casemiro, then get Ederson. That's already 4 man. And now we need to look in the number 10. We let Jadon Sancho leave, yeah. Didn't replace him. That left 10's now got Bruno stinking out the gaff in it. That left 10 needs to be replaced. That's 5 players.
Also, Ederson would be a good signing, the one from Atalanta. That'd be good for this system, especially.
And that's even before we start looking at other areas, bro. Striker's not a concern for me right now because we can't get the fucking ball to them. So I don't want to hear that. Ahmad's good enough for the right 10, but he needs support. That's 5 players that we need in the window, bro. Can't let the manager off, though.
No.
Balance.
It's this is the fair way. So what's it called? Criticize it. He's not being reactionary. He's not saying this manager's shit. He still believes in the manager, but he's criticized his stubbornness. This is what you call being level-headed. This is being level-headed. People don't get this, though. People think when you're criticizing the manager, your manager out. When you're praising the manager, your manager in. Because people are obsessed with content creators have been fixated on being a manager out, manager in. I've given credit to Lopetegui even when being manager out. I've criticized Lopetegui before I was Lopetegui out. Like, this is just being level-headed, and that is a complete rebuild, Clicks. But it's what they've needed. What about Edson Alvarez? I mean, he's shit, so if Man United want him, they can have him. He's been shit ever since he come back from injury. I didn't think we should sell him in the summer. I didn't say he was like the Oracle or anything, but I know Man United were interested in the summer because that's another ex-Ajax player that Ten Hag wanted. But if they want him, go and get him. We need an upgrade in that position ourselves.
I get that he's new. I get that he doesn't know who can do what. But brother, Casemiro and Ugarte was working before you came here, and you've ripped it up for no fucking reason. Put it back. Please put it back. Can't forgive you for that. My manager, you are going to succeed here. You're a top coach, but you fucked it today, my bro. You fucked it today. As much as we weren't good on the ball, a lot of these players losing the ball under no pressure, the manager made big mistakes, bro. Mazraoui gives away the penalty. For a player of his experience, Maz, you don't need to make that challenge. We've got loads of bodies in the box. We're going to clear it. But before that, Kobe Mino, in danger. What does he do? Reflexes, tries to dribble his way out of trouble, loses it. That's how we turn the ball over. Just pass the ball, man. Just pass it, my brother. No, man needs to dribble out of trouble all the time and then ended up dribbling into trouble. Chance after that, Kobe and Bruno again. Bruno loses it. Then Kobe wins it back. Then tries to dribble. Then loses it again. All because we didn't have a midfielder that could put their foot on the ball and pass it, bro. The balance of the team and the profiles the manager's using in the positions is why we lost today. That's why we lost. So we can make all the excuses in the world and we can blame the individual players. Yeah, the players are not picking themselves and the players are not choosing where they're playing. The manager's choosing them. This defeat is 100% on the gaffer. 100%. Yes, there's a lack of quality from the players. But if we set up with the players that we had available, if we set up the team differently, we can win the game today. We can. The manager persisting with Bruno in the 10 is going to hurt him just as much as persisting with a Rashford or a Garnacho because he's equally as bad as these guys.
The evil trinity.
He is. So, really and truly, yeah, no excuses for today. We weren't good enough. We didn't deserve anything. It's the manager's fault. It's the player's fault. And it's just that simple. Like, no excuses for today, guys. It needs to get better. I believe it will. Like I said, when the manager came in, we're going to lose games we're expected to win, and we're going to win games we're expected to lose. Don't expect any consistency from this team. Expect to suffer. There's going to be ups and there's going to be downs. I don't care about the league position right now. We need a clear out in the summer. And ideally, we need to win that Europa League.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. C5 would do a jump up right wing back for United. Listen, as I said, if you want him in January, come and get him. Come and get him. We had 22 shots. He's implemented, started playing 9 games, Mike. Yeah, I mean, the manager's not the problem. Obviously, you can criticize him. But yeah, you need that rebuild. You need a rebuild. You need to give him the players to, for him to be even better with that system, But we're going to go to the next video, go to Flex. Obviously, after this, whatever this fucking advert is. And yeah, we're going to see what Flex is saying. Skip the ad. But it should be interesting. And then we're going to kick on with Times and Expressions' videos for Tottenham. Manager after manager after manager. Manchester United will never learn. I mean, this is the thing. Like, obviously, they needed to get rid of the manager, but their fans never learn. They needed more than the manager. Open heart surgery, as Ralph Rangnick said. But let's get on to Flex's fan cam.
Manchester United 0, Bournemouth free, and just same shit, different day, innit?
Mm-hmm.
More set piece goals conceded, cutback goal conceded, Bozo Jean penalty goal conceded, giving the ball away, tick, no runs, no energy, tick, clueless, tick, players not good enough, tick, players that need to leave, tick.
Seems to be a standard Man United day, this.
Like, it is just what we are right now. That is Man United right now. I mean, Bournemouth won't have an easier away day than that. Slapped us 3-0 last year, slapped us 3-0 this year. Piece of
Joe, I did see that video pop up today. That's the problem. Like, when you put your face on the line when you're cooking another team, you might just lose to that team as well.
piece of piss, man. Like, you know, when you go beyond the anger, I'm beyond the anger and the get him out and this, that, and the other.
He's tired.
I'm just going to moan about the same things, which ironically I'm going to have to do for the next 7.5 minutes. But it is just moaning about the same things. Every single player today, yes, Ahmad, you know, a couple of flashes here and there tried. I'm not saying his attitude wasn't there, but in terms of quality, every single player today, absolutely awful. And, you know, you talk about starting as you mean to go on. Joshua Zirkzee, first goal, absolutely clueless. He's a big boy. He's supposed to be physical.
Pause.
He's supposed to be tall and can win things in the air. And all of a sudden, doesn't pick up his man. 1-0. We concede another set piece.
Listen, agendas must have to agenda, okay? Everyone does it at the end of the day, but yeah, I mean, it always falls flat on everyone when they become shameless. That's why I never do it. Like, if West Ham were good, like a good team, and had something to believe in, like a good manager, and we had some form of project, by just having an actual coach, I would probably be unbearable if we were winning games, not before the game, where like, oh, we're going to batter you and all that. But if we had won the game against teams I dislike or just teams in general, I've got smoke for everyone. But listen, you ain't seen that from me anytime soon. But Bukayo Saka is likely out for several weeks with an injury to his right hamstring. Oh boy, Alfie's not going to be happy. If you want us to round up the Premier League games, join us on Monday 8 p.m. tomorrow. We'll be with Alfie. He's an Arsenal fan, if you don't know. And yeah, that could get long. At least you can call it out, Mike's unlike them. To be fair, they're calling it out. They're calling it out now. Steve has chest Mike. Can you imagine Haaland stat padded in Conference League? Bro, Haaland would score 100 goals in like 4 games in that league, bro. I saw a Palace fan being shameful about West Ham and never foul. That's probably what's his name? D Palace. Yeah. Honestly, this is why I go at Palace fans though, because I don't know. Some of them try and force a rivalry with West Ham. But Palace lost what 5-2 was it the other day? The same result as us. Like, you also lost to Arsenal in that result. And Palace have never been good ever. Even when they went FA Cup final, they weren't that good. Crystal Palace fans could never chat to me. I'll take corn from most fan bases, apart from Tottenham fans and Palace fans. Even Millwall fans, I'm not. Yeah, obviously not. Those are the fan bases that can't really chat to me. And we're not even rivals.
Something that since Ruben's actually got here, we've got really, really bad at. Like, really, really bad at set pieces. And I just cannot understand it. Like, the new set piece coach we've got in who's come, I don't know what he's doing, because it's made us worse, whatever it
Wait, they've got a new set piece coach. They've conceded like 4 or 5 set pieces recently.
is. So that's the first thing. The second goal, yeah, look, I'm not even going to lie. Did it feel like we were ever going to get back into that game? We had some chances towards the end of the first half. Bruno, some speculative shots, but they're not chances. They're just speculative shots. They don't fool me. They're speculative shots that on one day, one might fly in the top corner, but most days they go wide, and that's what happened. But you come out the second half and you're trying to give yourself, maybe we can stay in the game and try and just wait for a moment, wait for a little bit of quality. What do we do? Mazraoui, Bozo Jean gets done by Kluivert, brings him down. And Mazraoui's been one of the more dependable players, and he was infected today, walking dead settings. I don't know what planet he was on, bringing down Kluivert. I don't even know why VAR was checking it. Actually, I think they was checking offside. Who cares? Whatever. And that was just, game done at that point. and then to concede straight away after that, we, you know, passive on our right-hand side, Bournemouth's left-hand side. We let them in down the side, cut back goal, and that's vintage Eric Ten Hag. So we've...
Do you know what's funny? Yeah, I was just about to say the cutback goal against Manchester United is the most default goal you can score. Like, it's the same chances that everyone creates against Man United for them to score. Just cut it back, because the defenders they don't have much footballing IQ to even just stay in their shape anyway. Sometimes they drop too deep, and they have nothing in midfield usually. Especially if you can get at, you know, the two in the midfield pivot that they have. Because once you break through, like, their front three, get 1v1 with their wing backs. With these players in hand, they don't know the system. So if you just cut it back, their midfielders are going to pick it up. Because we don't have enough time, I'm not going to... Because I can't react to everyone. I'm sure KG's fan cam is on the channel. But he's going to have to hold court on Best of Enemies by Robbie. Robbie's going to have to mock Expressions and KG in one.
We've had a mixture of all our deficiencies in one game. And look, I could come here and start cussing down the place and swearing and saying this man, F out the club, out the shit. What's the point? What's the point? We know what needs to happen, but we have to allow the time for it to happen. This is why when I say it's not like getting excited, or it's not like overreacting. When I...
On what channel, bro? On what channel, bro?
say I'll only keep like 3 to 4 players and rip the whole fucking thing up. This is what I mean when I say that. This is why I say Yoro, Ahmad, Kobe. That's 3.
Who's Piggy? I don't know who this is. But I'm not going to add any more videos to the playlist because, like, we've got Tottenham to get through after this.
That's it. That's it, guys.
Oh,
that's
right.
it. Let's get real with what we've got out there. Let's get real. We can't rebuild around.
I'll add him another time, Clicks. Next time Man United lose to a team that they're meant to beat, probably be Wolves. I'll react to him. I'll react to him then. I'll add him to the playlist. But because there's so many videos to react to, this fucking match reaction is going to be like, well, this reaction video is going to be like an hour and a half long. So I'll try and do it another time. I'll try and stack up all of it. Maybe I might do separate streams to every club, because we've got Tapping Tomes and Expressions' his reactions after this.
And even that's a stretch. What I'm saying to them 3, that's a stretch. You know, Nana, you're talking about Bayern Deer saying hopefully he never plays for us again because of what he did on Thursday night at Spurs, not at the level, not at the required standard. Look at Onana today, slowing it down every single second, running out of his goal and causing more panic and more havoc, not being a calming influence. Not being somebody that the rest of the back 3 / the back 5 can say, you know what, leader, we trust him. Breeding uncertainty. Bruno Fernandes went from like okay to bad to worse. Spamming crosses, can't hit the first man on corners, sorry. Just appalling. And the application was appalling. And I mean, people can talk about, you know, Amarim's formation to the cows come home and can talk about this 3-4-3 is not working, and pundits will give it large and say he can't play this formation, he's not at Sporting now, this, that, all that bollocks. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether it's Eric Ten Hag in a 4-2-3-1 where we're open as a cow's arsehole, or fucking 3-4-3 where it's a little bit more compact, so we've got a little bit more control. If your application is not good enough, that's what you will see.
I said maybe you will lose to Wolves, but you literally just said you might be worried about Wolves winning. I'm not being shameless. But next time you do lose to a team that you're meant to lose to, because let's be honest, you're going to, with these players in charge, not because of the manager, I'm going to react to more people. But also, Flex is right. Listen, people are going to say, don't play this formation. Talking about 3-4-3 and all that. He should be doing the opposite. He should be doing the exact opposite. He should stick to what he knows. Stick to what's actually worked for him. And just let it develop. Get through this period of time and figure out what you need with the formation. How are you going to know if it's going to work or not if you don't play your formation and then look at who doesn't fit? Because if you know who doesn't fit, you know what you need to replace within the squad. They need wing backs. They need a front 3. They need like every side of the attack. They need like at least 3 midfielders, in my opinion, like for the long term. But yeah. Euros 19, Ramos criticizing weird. Mike Diaz to Debo 19, Mike. Listen, I haven't criticized Lenny Euro He's only just come back, and it's his first season. So I'm not going to criticize Lenny Yoro this season, regardless, even if he was fully fit, because this is his first season. I'm not going to do some mad discourse on him. But he should be one of the mainstays within the centre backs that you have.
The basic principles, your pass appreciation, your pass tempo, your willingness to run, your willingness to stay switched on and win headers, your willingness to look after your teammate, your willingness to concentrate. All of these things are what make good footballers and what make good football teams. It doesn't matter about formation. It doesn't matter. The application of the players we have are really, really poor. And the skill set of a large amount of players, 95% of them, is really, really poor. So guess what? A team like Bournemouth, they're just better than us.
Facts.
As well. They've been better coached than us. They've got some better players than us in certain areas of the pitch. Not all as individuals, but certain areas of the pitch. And that looked like a team that was in 6th/8th or wherever they are. And we look like a team, they're 5th. Might be higher now, and we look like the team that was in 3rd.
Bro, it's perfect there. Like everything you see is coaching on the pitch. The fact that Bournemouth have got to a point where they're better than Manchester United, they have better players than Manchester United, they have a better coach. Like they had a better coach. Like we'll see what Abraham's like, but then Ten Hag, Iraola to Ten Hag, they're recruiting better coaches. There you are. This is how bad Man United have been. And that comes to the recruitment side of things. And the wages, I'm sorry, how is Marcus Rashford and Casemiro almost the same amount of wages as Salah and De Bruyne? The Casemiro one was to get him to leave Madrid, but it's also bad to kind of, even though Casemiro is a very good player, probably not the best idea to give someone of that age them kind of wages. Marcus Rashford got it purely off PR, being a young player that's English through the academy. That is all it takes now to get 200k and 300k a week nowadays if you're not run properly. But that's why Chelsea are doing well with kicking out the players they've kicked out. Like the Mason Mounts are not here anymore. It's a toxic passion merchant. I agree with Flex. We like quality, Mike. Oh yeah, definitely like quality. And as Flex said, it doesn't matter about formation. It's application.
In 13th or wherever we are now, probably lower. So same with Forest. You know, we're leaking. We're conceding goals left, right, and centre. That's 6 goals in the last 2 home games that we've conceded.
Don't get me wrong, Villa fan. I agree with you, by the way. I agree with you. I'm not justifying it. I'm basically saying that's why they gave it. Not the fact that it was a good reason or anything, but Iran is about what he's won. Let's not do this, Mike. I'm top grade. Apologies. No, I'm just saying he's better than. I'd rather have him than Ten Hag, innit? But as I said, like, yeah, one player at Man United. There's no player at Man United that's worth over 250k a week. And listen, as you said, the wages are fucked. But that's why they gave it. And they were stupid. But all of it is marketing.
In the last 2 home games that we've conceded, you know, no reply here today. Conceded 4 against Spurs. 3 the game before that against game before that at home against Forest. 1 against City, another bozo goal. And these players, it's as simple as until they're gone, until it starts getting undone properly, it's more pain. All Ruben Amorim can do is keep sticking to his principles, keep trying to improve what he's got, and all we can do is accept that there's just going to be more pain. That's it. There's no point shouting and swearing and going mad. There's no point. There's no point doing that.
I don't know about that.
And, you know, we have...
Like, you can shout and swear still because you're sick of watching it. You've watched it for years. The players that you've tried to criticize, they're pissing you off. Like, you don't know if they're guaranteed to be sold or not. So there's still things that you can shout and swear about. There always is. Listen, I'm one of these fans that shout and swears all the time. But Flex is also right. There's going to be bad times. There's no point going at the manager in terms of the long term. You can criticize him, as Rance did, and blame him for the games and what he has to learn. And they're putting the warnings out there. This is what you have to learn from. If you keep being stubborn like this, you're not going to succeed at the club. But I'm sure Amorim will fix that.
You have to also manage to keep calm somehow when you're seeing that, because it's just a feeling of apathy now. It's just a feeling of, you know, who really is there in that squad that is good enough to play for Manchester United? Who in that squad is there really that is going to help us close the gap to Liverpool, close the gap to Arsenal, close the gap to City on a good day, close the gap to Villa, close the gap to fucking Bournemouth and Forest? Who there is in that squad who's going to do it?
No, you're with us.
You can't polish a shit, as they say. You can't dress it up as something else. That's why we're seeing what we're seeing with the Marcus Rashford thing. You got to undo that. You know, that's why we've seen the likes of the players who moved on in the summer. Has to be ruthless again in this summer. It's going to take ages, guys. We've thrown so much good money after bad, and I'm less concerned now about coming out here because there's going to be more of this. Last time I checked, also it's 3-0. New manager bounce. Guess what? We've got to go there Boxing Day. Probably get licks. These lot ain't going to apply themselves at Molyneux under the lights. We're flipping, you know what I mean? With a little bit of physicality, a little bit of belief now for a team fighting for their lives at the bottom. They're not going to fucking show up.
Well, yeah, no shit, Mustafa. They're going to focus on Man United being mid-table. like, no shit. You're Man United. You're not meant to be there. They're going to focus on you, bro.
Then after that, who is it? I don't even know. New year flipping Liverpool away. Know what's going to happen there. Arsenal away, FA Cup. Know what's going to happen there. It's all going to come, guys. The storm. I'm literally standing in it now. We've been in it. And against City, we got to buy because it was, two really, really shit teams, and City have been worse than us right now. But overall, we're gonna have nothing for a long time, so we need to get used to this. This is just what it is.
Listen, shout out to Flex, shout out to Rant, shout out to Saeed. That's Man United. That's Man United for you. They're pretty much saying similar things. Go on, bro. Feel free. They are sniffing opium, but to be fair to Flex, Rant, and Saeed, they've all said fair things. They've all said fair things. Like, this is going to take time. There's points in criticizing the manager, but there's no point. What's it called? Just in general, going at the manager for the long term. These players need to leave. Did United ever even deserve to beat City? I think a draw would have been the most fair, but I still think United offered a little bit more because City were passing it around too sideways, not penetrating enough, and not offering anything other than what they did. I know we can say this for Man United as well with their goals. Honestly, a 0-0 would have been completely fair for me. I don't think it was a pen. And Nunes makes a silly mistake. I thought it was a pen. And yes, you're right about the Nunes mistake. But also, with Manchester City, they didn't really do anything apart from their goal. Like, you could not even just XG. Like, I don't even look at XG. I don't look at that stuff. But I think just with the game in general, I think a draw would have been fair. Just based on the fact that I don't think either team offered a lot, barring the goals. However, I thought Man United were more organised. So if people want to say Man United deserved it, there's more likely Man United deserved it than City did. City had more of the ball, I think, but a lot of sideways passing. Not a lot of penetration, pause. But, guys, the Man United, don't get me wrong, the Man United cooking is fun. But you know what is even more fun? You know what's the most fun? Apart from Arsenal cookings, which we don't really get that often anymore? It's Tottenham Hotspur. Expressions oozing. You are first. Everyone has been sponsored by Proton VPN, so we'll probably skip the ad. But listen, this is about to be box office. I've not even seen a preview. I think there was a type of attitude also from the people that still think they're in the days of Fergie because Bournemouth is a solid team this year. Yeah, like, this is the thing. They shouldn't, put it this way, Bournemouth shouldn't be, in terms of expectation, better than Man United in terms of expectation. But Bournemouth have recruited better and coached better these past couple of years since getting Iraola in. I'm going to talk about the recruitment more tomorrow on the show of Alfie because we round out the Premier League, like one of the Premier League games. But Bournemouth's recruitment needs to be talked about because it's been brilliant since their takeover. So, yeah.
This result has been coming. I told man about Highline and inshallah with Ange Postecoglou, no matter who we've got available or no matter who we're up against. Brother, it's one direction. We lost Harry Kane and we got Harry Styles, fam. And today it was sacrificial Sunday. Listen, I know Liverpool's better than us. I know we had about 8 men unavailable. There was more chance of me winning gold for Great Britain swimming than us winning that game, fam. But the manner, we got battered like some onion rings, fam. We'll be in the chip shop next week. I wasn't defending. That was offending. It was criminal, some of the goals we gave away. We held 6 at home. We're moving like LeBron James in Los Angeles, fam. Brother, it was so one-sided. In January, Spurs may as well sign Lily Phillips. She would have fit right into that game because it was wave after wave and it looked like we were playing with 10 men, fam.
Oh, man's a Tottenham and Lily Phillips of fucking London, bro. Just getting run through by 100 men. That's crazy.
Honestly, the space we gave Liverpool, our stadium may be listed in the solar system. Time after time, we were just opened up at will, like a Premier League toilet seat. We know we got injuries. We know we got Jack Brannan in goal. But the team keep passing back to Forster like he's our striker, blood. We know he can't play at the back. I told everyone we got a Christmas tree in goal. Yeah, Forster made a couple great saves. The Christmas tree put its lights on. But a Christmas tree's a Christmas tree, fam. Fantastic goalkeeper in his time. But it's 2020. No, it's 2025 soon. You know them way there. Man was moving like Big Bird from Sesame Street today.
Do you know it's a different kind of skill, yeah? It's a different kind of skill to have this much head loss and still convey the punchlines he's conveying. Still convey the wordplay. I don't know how he's generated. This guy's generational. This is what you should be called a generational. Like, bruv, Lily Phillips of London's crazy. Yeah, but Kepa's the only one that's not good. But they still make it work. They still make it work. I don't know why they signed Kepa, but every other player that they've signed pretty much been decent. Been decent since the new ownership. Villa CR7 to this day, Premier League's Ballon d'Or winner. Premier League toilet seat, yeah, man. He is too quick with it. He is too quick with it. But make sure to like the video if you haven't already, people.
The man moves like he's in the Matrix. It's almost like having Ange Postecoglou in goal. Fans were telling me, oh, Pedro Porro, he's tired. Well, rest him like a spliff because I'm tired of seeing him think he's Fernando Torres, blood. Abandon his position. Chicken run. Abandon horse in Westeros and Game of Thrones, blood. Just going up there, fam, and just leaving hella space, bruv. Putting Tottenham on TMZ. We're exposed. Getting touched at home 6 to anyone is embarrassing. Bro, we held one more than the Jacksons, fam.
That's got layers, that joke. That joke has got layers. And listen, yeah, Rancis realistic, X is the hilarious, brother. That's why they work so well. That's why they work so well. That's why Band Sports News is so good. It is the history. It is the history. Chiellini, head of the game.
One more! We're cooked, sauteed, flambéed. I know it was 6-3, and I'm glad we got them goals back. But come on, we were dominated.
Crazy. Crazy. I think the sponsorship might be next, or maybe not.
With another video, and first things first, this video is brought to you by Proton VPN. You can see the barcode on screen. Scan the barcode, fam. A VPN is but either way, I'm able to tune in, blood. Thank you to Proton VPN each and every time. And if it ain't just football you want, bro, make sure you scan the team held a 6th sense like Bruce Willis, bro. You know them way there. I know on paper it's 3-0, but brother, watching that game, forget the stat. I don't even know the stats, but watching that game, it was wave after wave. Man, we're playing Call of Duty Zombies, fam. Mr. Probs, blood. Wave after wave. Every time Liverpool went to attack, it looked like they were going to score, bro. I'm telling you, fam, our water's just absolutely broke, fam. Absolutely. I knew before the game, I knew going into it, Liverpool's a better team than us. I knew that. But never did I imagine, never did I envisage, and I don't even know if that's a damn word, fam, but I'm using it anyway, bruv,
I'm pretty sure it is a word. I'm pretty sure it is.
that we would have held 6. 6. Brother, do Ipswich hold 6? Did Southampton? I need to check.
I hope we don't hold 6. I hope we don't hold 6. But we've got them in 7 days, like Craig David. We've got them in a week. 5:30 on a Sunday. I can't be asked to go to that game, but that's for another day.
Because we held 6. No, it's criminal. It's criminal. I know. When you look at our defense, you know them way there. Out of our first team choices, we only had 1. We had Pedro Porro starting. The others aren't our first choices, blood. But come on. Brother, it was absolutely criminal watching that, fam. I thought it could have even been more. Do you know what I mean?
It should have been more. It should have been like 10. Honestly, it should have been like 10. Shout out to views as always. Shout out to views. Make sure to subscribe to views if you haven't already. Bruv, it should have been like 10. Like, the fact that it even got 3 was kind of funny. At one point, when it was like 5-3, I was like, don't you dare, Liverpool. Don't you dare let them come back. Don't you dare. Like, it should have been more embarrassing than it actually was. And to be honest, we always have this discussion about the style of play when it comes to the Tottenham manager and all of that as well. My whole thing is, as much as Ange Postecoglou should be criticised, I never do this when it comes to most teams, but who do they get that gets the best out of their squad? Because their squad is generally fucking shit. Their squad is so shit. Like, I know they've got injuries, but their squad in general shit. They've had bad squad planning. They've got no depth. Like, when Van der Ven and Romero are not there, and Romero's had a shocking season, I don't think Dragoson's that good. I think maybe with the right system he could be. Ben Davies has obviously been there for way too long. He was a decent squad player at a time, but come on, man, he's overstayed his welcome as well. When they don't even have even cover for Destiny and Doggy, apart from Davies himself. Archie Gray isn't a centre-back. Their midfield isn't that good. Basuma's been shocking. Madison's now and then. Brandon Johnson's shocking. Werner's shocking. Solanke's good when getting service. Kulusevski's good on his day. And he's had a great season. He's been Tottenham's best player. Son isn't human Son anymore. He can't play on the touchline. 2-0 West Ham. We're definitely not keeping a clean sheet against them. I'll tell you that for sure. Andrew looks like he's going to have a breakdown. This is the thing in the interviews, he's pissed. Like, I saw it in a Sky interview, then I saw the BBC interview afterwards. Like, the guy doesn't want to talk to the media. He's just sick of Tottenham now. And this is the thing. When it comes to when it comes to Tottenham, yes, the manager is part of the problem. But the main problem is the guy upstairs, Daniel Levy. But are they ever going to put pressure on Daniel Levy? The fan base is too divided. There's still portions of the Tottenham fan base that still think Daniel Levy is a good owner because of what he's done commercially and financially and stuff. But the majority aren't, like, they're on their own with this one. They're sick of seeing the 2-year cycle. Think about Conte, Mourinho, and Ange Postecoglou. What do we always talk about? They have their own style of play. They go on and run at games. The next season, the style of play doesn't come into attack because they don't get back to their second season. Then we're talking about their style of play throughout the whole time. Then they get sacked and crash out.
It's not that Fraser Forster made any saves or anything like that. Liverpool just took their foot off the gas. They said, you know what? You get me? These men are victims. You get me? We don't want the police to stop the game because it was crazy. Honestly, it was crazy. Brother, listen, it all goes down to what I was saying at the start of the season, fam. Before the injuries, I knew this squad was light. Before, how do you go in to a season with three centre-backs? How'd you do that?
Yeah, because Ben Davies ain't even a centre-back.
Somebody explain to me, blood. And don't chat to me about Ben Davies, fam, because you always have more that you can just bring in. First team choices. We needed at least 4. We got no cover at left back.
Facts.
None of that either. Do you know what I'm saying? We were light up top, bro. The squad, Rizla Finn before the injuries. Before. I said the window was 2 out of 10. I said the window had restrictions on it.
Tottenham's window was terrible. Their only attacking signings was Odegaard and Solanke, I'm pretty sure. Odegaard's a good young player, but not one they needed for now, but one that should become good with the right development. Solanke's a great player when getting service, but the poor guy, even though he's in an attacking team, the wingers he's playing with, man, fucking hell, I'd want to batter everyone in the changing room.
That's what it is. But forgetting about all of that, let's just look at the game. Let's look at the game.
I'll be real, Nuno ain't good enough for that type of level, Mustafa. Like, Nuno does well with like small pod, big small fish in a big pond. Wait, no, big fish in a small pond sort of thing, where he could overexceed with the team that he's with. That's why he did so well with Wolves and Forest, and stuff like that. Even for a team like us, he might even do well with West Ham. Even though I wouldn't like that type of manager because he looks for the draw rather than a win. When he goes to, it's a different pressure. Even though we mock Tottenham, and Tottenham aren't, Man United and Liverpool and Chelsea and Arsenal, or City, it's still a different pressure going from Forest to Tottenham because more is naturally expected of you anyway, even though they haven't achieved anything. As of recently. He's never going to be good enough for that type of level of manager. That's why he went to Saudi. I think he's good for where he is. With Nuno, it was never the right fit. If a big club got Nuno now, they'd have the same problem. Because even with style of play, you kind of have to change your style of play a little bit. You kind of have to change your style of play a little bit when you're at a bigger club. Not in terms of completely ditch your laurels, but you got to make it work instantly. Because there's more fan pressure. May sound bad, but Kula would do good at my team. Honestly, Kulusevski would. The problem is, he's an Arsenal fan. Views is an Arsenal fan. Kulusevski would be a good option for Arsenal. Kulusevski's good in the middle. He's good when he has freedom. He's good at driving the ball. He's good at creating. He had a bad season last season, but we saw how he performed under Conte. He's better on the counter. I think a very good counter-attacking team could do Kulusevski.
6-3, brother. It could have been more. Liverpool were cooking us, bro. They were cooking us, blood. Yes, the referee in my eyes was a disgrace, but you can't blame the referee for conceding six, fam.
Just quickly, yeah, Paquetá for me. Still Paquetá for me. He hasn't had a great season, but just as a player, Paquetá.
Brother, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And even when I look at the goals, one ball over the top, we can't do anything, bruv. One ball over the top, yeah? It's like you're asking the players to read Swahili. That's what it is. You're asking them to translate, blood. You know them way there, fam. Just one ball over the top. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. And we were in trouble. And then us creating our own mistakes as well. Silly passes, playing out the back. Forster touching the ball more than Solanke, probably. Why do that? You know who we've got back there. You know. Do you get me, fam? It's not Vicario. It's not. Do you know what I mean? Play the ball forward. Kick the ball out. Do you know what I mean? Stop putting us under unnecessary pressure. Today wasn't good enough. And then when Ange took Maddison off, I couldn't believe it. Don't get me wrong. Actually, it couldn't have been for legs because you took off Sarr. Sarr's our legs. Maddison was the only one that could play the ball forward.
That was mind-blowing, the fact that he took James Maddison off. He was the only one actually passing.
Only one that was finding a pass, blood. Ridiculous. You should have made changes at half-time. But like I said, he's allergic to doing so. He's only making a change at half-time if someone's injured. I've noticed that. There must be some rule in the philosophy of Highline Hotspur, fam, where we just can't do that. We can't do that. Do you get me? I know some fans are going to be like, 6-3, X, it's not that bad. No, blood. Conceding 6 at home to anyone.
Yep.
It's unacceptable, bro. Do you know what I mean? Yes, I know how depleted our team was, but I would have rather, I said, you know what? You know what? Let's go in a bit more conservative, blood. Do you know them way there? You get me? Let's do that. But brother, Ange don't know what conservative is. Try, but brother, it's Labour all the way, because that's what our waters break. It's Labour. You don't know what conservative is, bruv. It's crazy. Oh, it's crazy. Oh my goodness, blood. It's absolutely crazy. I don't even want to talk. The wickedest thing is Kulu's goal was sensational. Didn't even celebrate it. Consolation, fam. Consolation. The only goal man celebrated was Maddison's. Any goal after that was a consolation. Because when you saw the way that we got destroyed, the way that we got put in a box, fam, it was a casket match. It wasn't even a football match. It was a casket match, fam. That's what it was. Do you know them way there? It was Undertaker versus Mankind. And we were Mankind. We were Tombstone, fam. The lid was closed in the first half. Do you know what I mean? And then it was just got worse from then. It got worse. Like, nah, it's not good enough. It's not good enough, man. Just pieced up. Do you get me? And then we got Nottingham Forest next, blood. I knew going in before the game that we will get sacrificed. I said, Liverpool are a team that know how to attack, yeah? So if we go up there with our high line, yeah, these men are going to play with us for fun. It's
Forest away next could be long, but it's not impossible to win there. It's not Newcastle won there, so you never know. But the way Forest play, the way Spurs play, kind of plays into Forest's hands with the way they sit back and counter. Elanga, Hudson-Odoi, Gibbs-White, Jota Silva, Elliot Anderson, Awoyoni Wood, whoever's playing up front. And pause, by the way. But them players on the counter there, that could play into the Forest hands.
on camera. I said this. So don't be like, oh, X, are you surprised? I'm not surprised. I didn't want to see it. I thought that was going to happen. But if I saw it, I'm thinking a manager, he's going to do something about it. There was nothing we could do about it. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely nothing. It was literally sacrificial Sunday. That's what it was. We were sacrificed, blood. We were sacrificed, fam. Do you know what I mean? And what can you do? We got Nottingham Forest next. We just need to hope and pray our injuries come back. And in January, blood, we better bring in some players. I don't care if January is not the time that you're supposed to be bringing in players, blood, yeah?
This is the thing as well. They didn't do anything in the summer. Like, barely. Like, they barely did anything in the summer. So I don't see them doing anything in January. And Ange Postecoglou came out and said they're not signing a goalkeeper and they trust Fraser Forster. I wonder if his mind has changed.
I don't care, blood, because we came in with a Rizla Finn squad at the start of the season, and now it's your fault. So now, in January, even if we get charged double, blood, even if we have to pay above the price, blood, you know them wait there. If we have to do that, then we have to do that, bro. We need to start bringing in some quality into this team, and it better not be kids either, blood. No more kids in here, fam. I don't want kids and I don't want geriatrics, blood. I want some top quality footballers, blood. It's about time that we deliver something. You get me? We're in all cup competitions. You get me, fam? It's about time that we deliver something, fam.
They ain't winning shit. They got to face Liverpool in 2 legs. Play like that, boy, could be embarrassing.
In January, this team better bring in some quality because it's not good enough. It's just not good enough, blood. Getting peppered 6 at home is just not good enough, fam. It's not. You get me? There's no reason for it. You get me? I know. I'm well aware about the 8 things. And I'm not saying that we should have won the game, but holding 6, the manner, it could have been worse. It could have been. And that's not because Forster made the saves. I don't recall how many saves Forster made. You get me? Brother, it's just not good enough, man. It's not good enough, boy. All I'm saying is in January, this club need to bring in players, blood. Proper players, not kids, no toddlers, none of that, fam. Prime players, bro. And I don't care. Oh, but who's available, bro? Oh, he's unavailable, bro. I don't care about Davido, bro. Bring in some players, blood. Because we've put ourselves in this position. We have. And what's going to happen is January, our players are going to come back and the man are going to be like, oh, we don't need. Yes, we do, bruv.
Yep, they always do that. I hate the thing of player comes back from injury. It's like, oh, this feels like a new signing. But it isn't a new signing.
Yes, we do, fam. Bring in some players, bruv. But make sure you guys scan the barcode.
And yeah, last one, tap in Tobes.
Yo, people, welcome back to my channel.
19 minutes. Okay, this could be a bit long. But listen, people, if you haven't liked the video already, like the video because Tottenham tears, man. Tottenham tears. Even though my team's shit, I'm just going to live off other people's failures, man. That's what I do.
Welcome back. Pause. Welcome back to my channel because it was carnage out there. So welcome back to Football Carnage. But you know what? Welcome back to our channels.
Listen, Grizz decided to get crashed this post-match reaction, and this is probably the only time I'm going to smile. First of all, I want to say, you know what? Congratulations. The better team won. Yeah, no sour grapes from me today, apart from Dominic Szoboszlai shouts, but we'll leave that for
yeah. Listen, the Big Six was a jungle. We're here to do some serious football analysis.
We'll leave that for another time. But like today, for me, I felt Liverpool were more than worthy of their result, and I actually felt the result actually flatters us.
Scoreline.
The
It
scoreline,
does.
sorry,
It does.
flatters us.
It should have been like 7 or 8-0. Like
6-3. I know people say, oh, yeah, look at Spurs trying to fight back, but let's be serious.
Yeah.
We're 5-1 down. You started taking off players. Of course, naturally, you're going to sort of take your foot off the gas a little bit. And even in that period, you still had opportunities to go at our team.
Mohamed Salah, by the way, wow. Some of the passes he was pulling off, like that Trent pass for, I forgot who scored. I think it might have been Sabozalai. Bro, some of the passes they were doing, it was just constant final third quality. Like the decision making was so elite.
I want to talk about
Hidden in appalling conditions, more than 70 donkeys were found suffering a life.
That's the donkey. You're the donkey.
my outbursts on the show because everyone looks at the Ange thing and they're obviously going to talk about the Madison thing, but in fact, even before I start talking about the analysis, I want to shout out every single Spurs fan today who went to the protest. Yeah, we had a protest today.
Probably about 5 people probably went to that. Probably some guy playing the guitar again.
Okay. That protest. I want to shout out every single Spurs fan who went there. I unfortunately couldn't go because we're doing the mob. I'll be there on the 29th. I'm hoping they're still running the protest that they plan on the 29th. I'll be there because a result of enabling this ownership, this hierarchy, is what you see manifested on the football pitch today. You see us having to bring on an 18-year-old to try and chase the game of football. You see us having to play an 18-year-old at left centre-back. You see us having to use right backs at left backs. I don't want to hear it anymore. Enough is enough. They have to go.
Honestly, as well, did anyone see Daniel Levy smiling today? There was a picture of Daniel Levy smiling in the stands. He don't give a fuck. This guy used to be a guy, yeah, he used to be ultra shameless, where he only cares about top 4. He don't care. He don't even care about that anymore. If he cared about top 4, Ange would have been gone.
Absolutely have to go.
From the Liverpool point of view, people, welcome to Football Carnage. Smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Look, before the game, we were talking about sort of the situation Spurs find themselves in and the pressure that was on Liverpool. And look, there was a certain amount of pressure because there was a 9-point gap only a couple of weeks ago. And suddenly that potentially was down to Chelsea could have gone top if they had won at Everton. So there, the pressure was there. Arsenal, obviously, with a similar game yesterday where it was mad and it ended up 5-1. So the pressure was on Liverpool and all eyes were on Liverpool to see what they would do. And as we said before the game, we knew Spurs had played the same 11 for 3 matches in 7-8 days. The squad was absolutely stretched. And I thought Slott's selection would have meant more control in the opening 20 minutes and then try to get that first goal. Because I knew if we get the first goal, the only way you was going to hold on was if you get the first goal and the crowd really rallies behind you and you really get some adrenaline going, because there was no way your players had the physical capability to outrun, outpress, and even outplay Liverpool for the whole 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's pretty much how it turned out, right? From the start, pretty much.
Yeah, so we knew we were up against it, not just from a quality perspective, but even just from
energy
perspective as well. Like, not only
all their players played against Man United as well. They would never survive in this. I thought maybe a 2-2 draw. They might do the Tottenham thing when they turn up for that odd game and then it becomes a 2-2 draw. But even then, bruv, it was boys versus men. They didn't lay a glove on them until they went like 2-0. And the only reason why I scored the first goal was because Liverpool made a mistake of their own. So it kind of summed up Tottenham.
You playing a team that has more quality than you to punish you. You have a team who are more who are fresher.
We rested all our teams. Rested in the Carabao.
Exactly.
You didn't. You played a very difficult game against Man United that went down to the last minute.
Exactly. And not only is it freshness in terms of the players that you're competing against in the starting 11, but you've also got fresh players off the bench to come on to change the game if it went ropey, right? But I have sympathy for Ange Postecoglou in that respect, and I have sympathy for some of our players in that respect. That
no options.
You're playing a lot of football, so there's you don't really have that much option. But I still have to be critical because I've seen that type of performance from Tottenham, even when everyone's been fit. I've seen the midfield gaping. I've seen the lack of protection for our defense. I've seen the overcommitting of players to try and chase a goal, not prioritizing how it's going to actually leave us defensively, what that's going to do for our shape. And I don't just...
And to be honest, regardless of their shape, they approach games the same all the time. They approach games the same. Like, it's good having your own style of play. You're having your own morals on the pitch and whatever. your own identity, your own style of play. But sometimes you just need to tweak things, not even in terms of like how high your line is and stuff like that. But if you're gonna have this style of play, you got to demand more from the ownership. Because if you're going out there saying you're approving every player, people are gonna start blaming you a lot more because you are the face of it. You saying you approve Werner, you approve Pedro Porro to play at right back, Adogi at left back, and Johnson on the right and stuff like that. People are going to look at you a lot more. But they're pretty much stinky in nearly every aspect of their team.
Just put it all on the manager today. Dragusin, who you've spoken about and you've warned me about his deficiencies defensively. I've always said to you, Dragusin, he defends decently. But today, what I saw,
plays hard in this situation. I mean, I am a critic of Dragusin when you're signing, but today's probably harsh to pick out the weakest part of your pitch.
But this is
protection's not there.
I understand, and I'm just trying to just look at it across the board because I do think there are certain players today that really let themselves down. But ultimately, even when players are playing well, even when we have 80% of our squad, 100% of our squad, 50% of our squad, what really concerns me is with Ange Postecoglou, there's this consistent attitude to play a way that you feel is best possible to get the result instead of the way that suits the squad or players that you have at your disposal or suits the opposition that you're playing to try and get Tottenham the best possible outcome.
Also, with Dragusin, just going back on Dragusin quickly, I think it was the third goal, the one I conceded just before half-time. A lot of people are looking at Jed Spence for trying to press the right back from the left back position, yeah? And cool, yeah, you should be doing that, trying to see out the game at half-time and all that last 5 minutes. But that's the way Ange instructions to play. But also, Dragusin should have never gone for that aerial challenge in the first place anyway. Because let's say he stood off supposedly. That's meant to be Basuma's man anyway. So if no one picks up that man and it leads to a goal, that's Basuma's fault, not Dragusin. And I know Archie Gray gets drawn forward, but that makes it even worse. Archie Gray gets drawn to Salah. So essentially you've got a 3. You're now in between Diaz and Szoboszlai. So you're already numerically disadvantaged because you jumped in. You left the gap for the attackers to run it behind. Gakpo's on Porro. So if you had just sat back, like, not challenged for that aerially, the ball would have come to you. Because he wouldn't have flicked it onto anyone. Because there wouldn't have been no gap. Because you would have sat off. But he jumped in and it led to the goal. And it was too easy for them to play it through otherwise.
I look at the fact that he played Pedro Porro again. Pedro Porro, who's been flogged. Destiny complained about fatigue. Right, we rested him midweek. You could have started Destiny today. You played Jed Spence at right back. That's a much better matchup against Luis Diaz than Porro. We saw Porro getting rantangled against Luis Diaz today. In the midfield, there's no such thing as compactness. And what is weird to me is today, we weren't even pressing that high in the first half. We weren't leaving just on number 6 by itself. We had Saab playing next to Basuma. But yet, it's just like there's just this innate.
Do not fear, for cheap.
That's a little, One day I went too little.
Need for us to have so many spaces in between our players, and it makes it so easy for teams like Liverpool to just cut us through. How many times is Trent slicing through us? How many times is Diaz slicing through us? McAllister slicing through us? One pass and you're splitting our team open. It's not good enough, man.
From our point of view, it pretty much went to exact plan. Me and you spoke, and you didn't watch the mob. You missed out on an absolute classic. I suggested that McAllister was going to start off in a deeper role, and lo and behold, he did. So we gained that control, exerted that control. I thought we were impatient in the first 15, 20 minutes. We were trying to hit the early pass way too much. And I was like, just be a bit more patient and we will absolutely walk through you at times, because I knew the energy levels will sap. And that's exactly what happened. Trent was a bit wasteful in the opening 15, 20 minutes, and then he suddenly starts finding his range. And
also, like, having Trent and McAllister in your team in that much space, also Gravenberch just driving with the ball from defence to attack, that's going to only allow Liverpool to dictate the play even more. I'm not going to lie. But I'm going to stop it there, people, because that video is way too long for me to react to. We're already an hour and a half in. I ain't got much time. And I'm pretty much going to fall asleep and stream if I stream for about an hour or so. But this has been fun. We will be doing more reactions. But come and join us tomorrow at 8 p.m. I'm streaming with Alfie. And we're going to round out the Premier League games and also preview the next game week. But yeah, people, we're gonna have streams pretty much every day. We're gonna have the match preview of the Southampton game on Christmas Eve. Redirect to North Side of Troops if you can. Joyce, I don't know how to redirect, but what I will do, let me get North Side stream up because I don't know Troops personally. Shout out to Troops though, of course. I'm gonna share North Side stream in the chat. So shout out to Northside as always. So yeah, go and click on this link and you'll go into Northside stream because I don't know how to redirect the whole YouTube thing. I need to ask how to do that. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. Leave a like on the video, subscribe.